What's up, YouTube? It's Airborne Sapper Comic Fan coming at you with the video I've been talking about for like 3 weeks. It is the hip hop cover swipe video. I'm going to be talking about comic and the artist and the cover it came from. Now, I'm not going to do them all at once because it is like 75 comics. So I'm probably going to break them down to 10 or 15 depending on how long the video goes. So let's hurry up and get into it for the number one comic. Now right here we have All New Wolverine, which is a cover swipe of DMX 1998 album, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. Now as you can see from the DMX picture, you have the white background is the same, and also the Wolverine, the letters for the DMX is the same. Also, both individuals are completely drenched in blood. For number two, we have the Mystic Doctor Strange. This is one of my favorite hip hop covers. I think this is the reason why I actually started being more focused on the hip hop covers. It's a swipe of one of my favorite albums ever, which is by Dr. Dre, 1992, The Chronic, and me being in living in California for a majority of my life, I know this artist. He is a huge producer. From this album alone, he had hits like "Let Me Ride," Dre Day, and of course, Ain't Nothing But a G Day. So he worked with artists Tupac, Snoop Dogg, Nate Dogg, Warren G, 50 Cent, Eminem, Snoop Dogg. I don't know if I said him. Uh, E E40, Jay Z. Basically, if you were on the West Coast and you wanted to come out with a good album and you wanted people to listen to it, you would call Drake. All right, he is an amazing businessman. He knows what he's doing. He also produced Dre Beats, the little headphones everyone's wearing with Big B on the side. He produced those. So he is an iconic artist in my perspective for hip hop. A couple of things you can see where they copied, of course, the letters, the white background is the same. Uh, and to me, even the look on Doctor Strange's face with the mug is the same as the one on the cover. Also, the two symbols on the side, which there's one on the top and the bottom with a little chain, they're also the same. And no, not the same, but in the same concept, but in the same places, different design. And I'll show you a picture and let you check it out for yourself. For number three, we have Uncanny Inhumans. Now, this cover is a cover swipe off of Outcast Aquemini, which came out in 1998. This is actually their third album. Now, Outcast is a big group that came out from the South, Atlanta, during the time where rap was mainly about East Coast and West Coast artists being successful. And they had hits from this album like The Art of Storytelling and Rosa Parks. And Outkast is a very big group. In their time, they haven't put anything out presently that I know of, but they worked with a lot of people in the South. Before they even came out, they wrote for a group called TLC. They were the first hip hop act of their label, which they signed to LaFace Records, which was mainly an R&B label. But they're just very basically they're one of the top in the top 10, top 15 artists of hip hop. There are actually two of them. One's Andre 3000 and one's Big Boy. Now, what I love, this is by far my favorite uh, cover for the art and the comparison to the album. Now, right here, let's start with the big things. Yellow letter with the white trimming are the same as the album. The concept of the art itself is the same concept as the cover, the album cover, which is really a strong point in the cover itself. How Medusa is sitting down and Black Bolt is standing up. They also have that in the album. They have Big Boy sitting down and Andre 3000 standing up. And also in the background, right here, you can see the two ladies. I don't even know if they're real characters. I don't think so. But these two women, they also have that in the cover. And funny, they have a wannabe Human Torch in the background. If you can see that. And also in the album, they have a chick pouring water on herself. So I guess that's a flip flop that the artist wanted to put in, which I found it was funny. But like I said, for the art, this is by far one of the most detailed and closest uh, to the album as can possibly be. Uh, you guys check it out and let me know what you think. Now for number 4, we have Spider-Man Miles. Now this cover is a cover swipe off of Nas' Illmatic album, which came out in 1994. It also had hits such as Half-Life, One Love, The World Is Yours. Nas is a big East Coast rapper. Wasn't an early fan of his until Stillmatic came out, which was way like later, his later albums. But he's still a big rapper in the East Coast. Now let's jump into the cover. I had to take the protection off, so I'm sorry, Mr. White Gloves, but let's take a look into this. The letters are the same on this for the Old English style, but the reason why I wanted to take the cover off of it is if you look closely, you can see the shade of the buildings in the background of Miles. So that is also the same as if you were looking at the album. And I also like the brown background, faded background in the whole cover, which is also a comparison to the album. For number 5, we have Spider Woman, Baby Bone. Nah, this is Spider Man, Spider Woman. On this album, this is a cover swipe of Big Pun, aka Big Punisher, album Capital Punishment that came out in 1998. Hits on this album was Not a Player and Still Not a Player. This artist died way before his time. He was one of the pioneers for Latino rappers and artists in the hip hop game. He's actually the first solo hip hop artist to go platinum. He was a very great rapper. His lyrics and the skills of words placement was just beyond his time. Basically, what they're doing now, he was doing back then. For this album, if you ever look at this album and wonder why they have Baby Bump on the side, well, that's actually where Big Pun words were in his album, with also these letters, capital punishment. Uh, Spider Woman sporting glasses, as you can see, which is a Big Pun iconic cover picture for this album, and the pucker lips are also the same. Basically, the me mugging look that you know you're bad. For number 6, we have All New Hawkeye. Now, this album, this cover is a cover swipe off of Mecca and the Soul Brothers, which came out in 1992, which was produced by Pete Rock and CL Smooth. They had hits on Straighten You Out and Troy, The Reminisce Over You. Now, Troy is one of the iconic songs in hip hop. To this day, I think it ranges within the top 100 songs ever of all time. Just the instruments they used on this album for the beat itself is just amazing. A lot of brass uh, instruments were used on this album. It's just a great album and a soulful album to just listen to. Now let's go to the comparisons, which I really like about this album. Uh, both covering album has the black and gray shading on it. Both has the car in the middle, and they both have their own symbol. This has a purple symbol. The album has a yellow symbol. I would have liked to see a yellow symbol on the cover, but I can understand why they couldn't put it. They both have the square in the background of the symbol, but what I really like most about this cover is how the two characters are posted up and the back of the car or on the side of the car. Just the way that she has her legs posted up on the wall is the same as the album cover, and how Hawkeye is standing is the same. Even with how his arm is slightly by his pocket is the same as the cover album. And I mean that's really what I'm going for on these hip hop albums of how close they can come to the album. So this is one of the albums that truly do a great job on it. For number 7 on our list is Extraordinary X-Men. Now this cover is a cover swipe from a hip hop group called De La Soul, which premiered their album in 1989, bringing it way back. The album was called 3 Feet High and Rising, which also they they said, which is easily understood, which was a spinoff of Johnny Cash's song 5 Feet High and Rising. This is a very soulful group, so you're not gonna the lyrics and the tone of the song is soulful, cheery, like a jazz uh, hip hop aspect. They had songs like Me, Myself, and I. Um, Say No and Go, The Magic Number, just plenty of songs, and they're actually still making music today, which is pretty awesome because I enjoy their music. Let's get into the cover. Now, the yellow background of the cover is the same as the album, and also the shade of the characters on the cover are the same as the three members in the group. The letter font is the same going around, and the thing I found funny about this album is how the X-Men had DNA strands on the cover. As you can see, on the album is actually flowers, flowers all around. The same design aspect of the cover as on the album. On number 8 of our list is Howard the Duck. Now, this cover right here is a cover swipe of ODB's album, aka Oh Dirty Bastard, and yes, that is a rapper's name. Oh Dirty Bastard's album in 1995 returned to the 36 chambers. 36 chambers. Oh Dirty Bastard is an iconic part of a huge group called the Wu-Tang Clan, which is so many major members I can't even name right now. They do have a hip hop cover, and we will be getting to it later on, probably in another video. But that is basically, in my opinion, one of the biggest East Coast groups ever to be brought out in the East Coast. Hits on this album is Shimmy Shimmy Y'all. That song just blew the charts off. Also, Brooklyn Zoo. In the cover, you can see basically the similarity, of course, with the white background, but they have the license aspect of this cover with, the Howard the Duck and Oh Dirty Bastard, me mugging the camera, and different words were on the height, weight, of course, because it's different people, but just the same license aspect of the cover is a swipe from the actual Return to the 36 Chambers album for Oh Dirty Bastard. Well, guys, thanks for watching my video. I know I said I was going to do 10 to 15 covers, but the video kind of ran long. I'm going to try to put out 1 to 2 of these videos a week for you guys. And in the comments, just let me know what hip-hop covers or albums that you grew up listening to that you want to see cover swipe, or some of your favorite characters that you want to see them on. Again, this is Airborne Sapper, and I'm out.